All right, welcome back everyone to another episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. Today we're going to take a look at Hudson Valley 374 out of New York. This council was originally formed in 1996 as the merger of Dutchess County and Hudson, Delaware, as well as Rockland councils. Lasted up until 2020 when it merged with Westchester Putnam Council to form Greater Hudson Valley. A couple of patches to take a look at today, starting with the very first issue, the S1 for Hudson Valley, with its red border, blue sky, white fleur-de-lis on the sun, green. It says green. I would say they're more yellow-green, but New York and Pennsylvania, they're kind of hard to see because they're at the edges. And this was listed as an error. They did not intend for the faces to look as if they've had flesh removed. I think the coloration ends up being the biggest issue here with the first one. There were not too many made. The collecting guide lists 60 to 70. Sometimes those numbers are approximates, so I don't know exactly how many of these are made. I don't see it all that often. It is very easy to tell the first issue because the New York and the Pennsylvania are at the edges. Future CSPs, which I have to show you today, have the New York and Pennsylvania present right center at the bottom, and so very easy to see. But this is the first issue, the S1. It is just a cloth back. I'll move that up just a little bit. So they listed the faces as an error, and then they had those redrawn. So all the subsequent SA2, S3, SA4, T5 have redrawn faces. So this is what was directly second to the first issue. This is the SA2 with its silver mylar border. You'll notice now they've taken New York and Pennsylvania. They have those in white, red outlines at the bottom. You can see the faces have changed. They do look markedly better, although as has been remarked recently, faces on patches are very difficult to do well, and so they still look a little rough, but they don't look as though they've melted away, so that's good. The next patch in the series is the S3. So the SA2 is the silver mylar, and the first one where the faces were redrawn. Overall, the aesthetic is the same as the first, just with some minor tweaks. You're going to see the greens here for the background are going to be much darker on the SA2 and then subsequently the S3. I did want to make sure before I shot this video that we were able to get an S3. This came in actually this week because it is the one that's going to most look like the first issue, what might be confused for the first issue, etc. But again, the New York and Pennsylvania at the bottom in bold white with red outline are going to tell you that it's an S3 in this case, even though they both have the red border and the images are roughly the same. You don't have the New York and Pennsylvania up at the top, which is what's very present on the first issue. So this here is the S3, all these being cloth backs, probably all produced by the same manufacturer. They then have an SA4, which was also a silver mylar border, except I believe these were individually numbered with red numbers on the patch. We don't happen to have an SA4 to show you. Again, with the silver mylar, it's not going to be confused with the first issue. And then they kind of redesigned the patch, but stuck with the same aesthetic, and that is then the T5. Here, I think they did a little better job with the faces. I think I definitely prefer the T5 imagery as opposed to either the S1 or the redesigned SA2 S3s. Even those faces still look a little rough. These profiles look a little bit better here on the T5. This is the T5, now a plastic back from Hudson Valley, and that gives you the the first issues there from the Hudson Valley Council. And we'll close out putting back the S1 and S3, as those are the most similar between the two. You will note, again, obviously on the original S1, there is no outlining done for the council name, so it just says Hudson Valley Council in white. And they've moved to the red outline for the SA2, the S3. So it is pretty easy to tell those apart, but it's always nice for us to be able to bring those to you, show them to you next to the side by side. You can kind of see the differences. You know, oh, he has much darker pants than in the original, etc. Kind of really stepped up the contrast in the greens featured in the patch, which make it stand out quite a bit more. Obviously, the redesigns are done better. They made a step forward than kind of that first patch with the S1. But the S1 you don't see as often, so we're really happy to be able to bring that to you. We'll finish out with the S1 fully on the patch table there. So those are the first issues for Hudson Valley 374 out of New York. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. We'll be back again tomorrow with another brand new episode of First CSP. We hope to see you then. We want to thank you all for stopping in and hope you guys have a great rest of your day.